Hello all, welcome back to DG360. This is a highlight that will hit our YouTube channel. We got the fam here. We're all live, and we wanted to know just exactly what your experiences in 3.10 were. So I put a poll out, 19 hours ago? There's only 247 votes right now. We usually get around like 400-ish, so it's not complete yet. And people are still, putting out the votes. I'm going to put the card above here on the YouTube channel for the video that talked about the free fly event and also talked about how I would like you guys to actually vote on this poll about your personal experiences in 3.10. So let's read it right now. And basically I asked this: are you happy with the current state of Star Citizen 3.10? Here's a Star Citizen poll to profess your love or proclaim your rage. Let it out, citizens. And after your vote on this poll, I'd love to hear more from you in the comments below, because I really think your voices are very important to get out there. And I think these are very productive. I think it's also very constructive that we do this as a community so that people can see your reactions. And hopefully Cloud Imperium looks at this. I know actually that they do. I was speaking with one of the mods, and I know from time to time they watch these. So that's a good thing. When you get the confirmation, it feels good to know that we're being heard. So this is interesting. Let's look at the numbers here. Let's break it down. I love polls. That's what she said. No. That's it's completely inappropriate, DG. Focus. Okay, so here are your options. And Effigy just voted. Oh, did you? Here, let's see here. Oh, did it go up? Because it went. I think it went up. Huh. Yeah, 260 now. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm more than happy with Star Citizen. Oh, hey, amazing. What's going on, dude? Mom's welcoming you with the knives. Yes, we're crazy. Welcome to the fam. Mom says welcome to the fam with her twirling of her knives. I'm doing good, dude. Doing good. Welcome to the stream. So here are your options, and here's how you guys voted. 9%. That's not a big percentage. It's not a big percentage. It's about 1 out of every 10 people. 9 out of every 100 are more than happy with Star Citizen 3.10. So you don't have a huge demographic that are like balls to the wall happy. Just it's not there. But you have a large percentage of people, over half, that say there's a bit of good and bad in 3.10, but yet they still continue to play. I think that was the easy answer. I think I made it too easy. That was the relatively easy answer where nobody wanted to get a little vocal on that one. 2% said they're upset but wish to play, so that's barely anybody. That's barely anybody. But this was interesting to me. And this is really what I wanted to go over here on this highlight. 3.10 is very disappointing, and I stopped playing this patch. 30%. Now, of course, this isn't a big sample, and I know this is every time we do these polls, I'll get somebody in the comments that say, "Well, that's only 260 people." Okay, I understand. It's a small sample. But I also want to keep in mind, have you guys keep in mind that this community is a very open community. If you guys really want to understand that when it comes to the perception of Star Citizen, that DG360 is a place of like very open-minded individuals who actually it's not all white knights. It's not all naysayers. It's all sides right here in our community, because I'm that type of person. Like in our community, I love to have like all the voices. I want to hear it all, except like when it's super troll or super, like if it's super troll or if it's just, Rick Rollin type shit, I kick that out. I don't like that. I like constructive criticism, right? But it's very open-minded community, both sides of the fence. And so, when we're talking about like the people here, we're talking about rational individuals. So there's a little bit more credence, even though the sample size is small. I will say this is an accurate representation of how the public would and those that are supporting the project perceive Star Citizen. So when I see that 30% of the people that took our poll are disappointed and stopped playing this patch, that's something I notice. That's pretty good size. And then completely unplayable and completely outrageous 3%, so barely anything. But if you add up the last 3 columns, and this is really why I did this poll. I had a secret agenda here, guys. I really wanted to see how many people were upset with 3.10. And if you look at it, 35% of people are not pleased with 3.10. That's 1 out of every 3 people that took this poll is not happy. And 33% of them stopped playing. That's pretty big. 1 out of 3 people stopped playing 3.10. And now let's go over the comments. That's pretty big. And I would argue that, like, as the sample size gets larger, 300, 400, 500 votes, maybe even 600 votes. I think the most votes we ever had on a poll was somewhere around 600 or 700 votes. I think what you'll see is that will stay relatively the same. That the percentage of people that are unhappy with 3.10 is 1 out of every 3 people, which is too many people, in my opinion. Right, Strike, right. So let's read the comments here and let's check out what's going on. Chevy says, where is the I haven't played SC in months option? Snow Fox, my very own mod here, professional man. What's up? What's going on, Fox? Every time I went trading this weekend, they didn't have enough titanium or anything. It seems they really need to up the cargo holdings of these bases. I know they plan on this being scrapped for the most part, but for cargo and refinery decks, but those are still work in progress, and these place inventories shouldn't get wiped by a handful of players that just watched a YouTube video and that's what I'm going to do because of money. Other than that, everything else seems better. Every time I needed to land, I got a hangar to land in, and it didn't snap close on me. I also only crashed once and recovered from it. Wow. That's good. So, you know, this is the thing. 3.10, I've had crashes, numerous crashes. So, like, everybody's experiences are different. And again, I think it comes down to just the basic server tech and how it needs to be upgraded. And we talked about that 2 videos ago. Because everybody is having different experiences, of course, to the degree that people have different equipment in their home. But I don't think that is what we're talking about here. I think we're literally talking about like the mid to high end PCs that can play Star Citizen, and we're talking server side based issues. And a few client-based issues, client-side based issues. I think this is mostly server related. And this is a roadblock right now that Cloud Imperium has to get through. They have to get through it because Fox and I are having 2 different experiences, and I guarantee our PCs and our equipment are similar. I guarantee it. I know they are. Doc says, I feel they have fixed enough that it is playable, but the verse, it feels empty, very empty. Well, that's sad. Doc, you know, you're part of our community. You want to hook up with people playing, just pipe up in the Discord, bro. I'm sure somebody will play with you, man. If you don't like playing alone, you have to find an org that is creating content and fun. Yeah, you have to find people. Like, it's all about the people in the community. Absolutely, Doc. Would be like the Atmo sports rock and roll event that we just watched. It would be nice to have more, but at least I still find my way back to SC due to it being so different than other games I play. Absolutely. T says, it never felt empty for me. I saw people in the middle of nowhere sometimes. Right. Yeah, for me, it doesn't feel empty as well. But, like, you can see, like, everybody's going to have different experiences, you know, T? Like, everybody's just going to have different experiences, you know? I would say, Doc, just hook up with an org, hook up with somebody in our Discord, and I'm sure, like, you'll get plenty of people that can kind of chill with you and play and have a good time. Strike says, I have stopped playing this patch. SIG refuses to validate 2 issues. Server instability. Absolutely, Strike. I get you, bro. I'm right there. We need a public statement. We need something out there. Absolutely. Like, I'm right there with you right now. You know, I'm still playing it, but I'm getting fairly upset that this really needs to be, you know, this might be something that's unsolvable too. And that scares the shit out of me for the project. Players are playing the game and not testing it. It's been 8 years. We are tired of testing this alpha. I mean, I always love to put in like bug reports and stuff. Like, personally, I think that's just because of the type of person that I am. But it is frustrating that we're like 8 years in and, you know, this is the state of the game currently. It does get to me. It does get to me. It really does, Strike. I hear you, bud. Like, I hear what you're saying, man. Max, what's up, Max? Boom. Oh, I just instantly heart because I know Max's comment's going to be good. Like, every time Max comments something, it's pretty interesting. All I want is them to release the PTU on time and hold live releases until stable. 3.10 is not stable yet, and I'd rather be playing last patch if given the choice. I do love the new features, but give us a choice of stability. That's really interesting, Max. I dig what you're saying, dude. I dig what you're saying. And E-Rock, yeah, I mean, like, the sad thing is saying that the game will not be stable for years. I mean, to say that, to have to say that, it's a shame. You understand what I'm saying, E-Rock? Dev says 30K is a catch-all term for the server crashing. It's caused by different issues, and we will always get a 30K. If your internet goes down, you will get a 30K. Right. I don't think that most 30Ks happen, though, because of our internet going down. I don't think that's why a lot of the 30Ks are happening. I really think they're server-side based issues over a Cloud Imperium. I really think it's the AWS. I really think it's the Amazon Web Services that they're using. Also, you can see lately, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, but some of us in the community have noticed where they're raising server limits. Have you guys seen that? Where they're actually raising it up to 60. I counted the other day, and there were more than 50. So I really think that what we're seeing here is them focusing on the servers. I think that is going on behind the scenes, but I want this out there. I want these types of talks out there. I don't know, dude. I don't know, E-Rock. I was reading some things about AWS that was pretty interesting. I'll try and link the information in the Discord because you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. There are limitations, even with Amazon, even with Evil Emperor Bezos. You know, the Evil Emperor, as you were. The new U.S. Postal Service, Amazon. Binky, ATX, a.k.a. Bucha, who's going to be having a podcast this Saturday with me, and I will be releasing that on the channel. E-Rock says, if AWS can't handle it, nothing will. And that's the scary part, E-Rock. Maybe I should do a video on that. Nobody's really covered that. Anyway, I might. I don't know. All right, Binky says, well, I continue to play in spite of my feelings to the project in order to keep up with how the end product functions. My thoughts are thus. It remains to be seen if PTU servers are better prepared for FreeFly now than they were during Invictus Week. This FreeFly Double Week was announced very quietly, and as far as I'm aware, there's no headline feature this time around. Well, that's because they know, I think, that it looks bad. I think at this point, like having the FreeFly hit 3.10, not the smartest move. I talk about that on my last video. I think it's like Chris throwing the cred, the remaining good cred in the toilet. And I talk about my reasonings as to why on that video. This FreeFly Double Week was announced very quietly, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, I read that one. The new player experience tools still exist in primarily video-only formats, meaning there's little to even actively obstructive information for new customers to inform themselves to gameplay. I think that they need to do a better job at like the entry, like from new players to game mode. That all being said, SIG has thankfully backed off flight model changes recently, so perhaps that's an indication that maybe SIG is settling into what will be the basis of the flight model going forward. We'll see, dude. We'll see. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure how that's going to pan out. I personally appreciate the attention of the flight team and the amount of work that they're putting into flight. I think flight's really important. I think your ability to feel like you're part of the ship and flight is like right up at the top of the list along with the server issues. You know, I really do. Starblood. Fixed weapons are worth using again, and distortion is sort of working from what I can tell. So I'm very happy with 3.10. So he's talking about game mechanics. That's cool. Eagle says, I don't know about completely outraged, just disappointed. It's just not a state that I or my friends would entertain playing. It's not a game. It's a test bed with live attached to the name. Not when there's so many other games in fleshed out states. I'm more upset with the lack of being able to follow the project like I used to be able to. I now can't play and also struggle to follow along with the limited info they give out. I don't know if it, yeah, I mean, like, I feel like there is a choke on some of the information. And, you know, when we have the Inside Star Citizen reviews, Eagle, I will say I will grade the episode, you know, like as far as like the content and the production value, more so like I'm more concerned about the content. Last week's was good. Last week's was pretty good. I gave it a B, but the week before that, not so great. More information about lighting. I don't need to hear any more about lighting personally. That's my own thing, but lighting is very important, but I'm lighting out. I don't need any more lighting information, but the docking arms, fantastic. The information about the cargo decks, awesome. So last week it was nice because they released a little bit more content. Uno says, I played Crytek's Hunt Showdown, and the early access release also had tons of 30k errors. It got much better with time. And he says, it took them over a year to get the game in a stable and performance state it is now. Yeah, and I think, you know, like this is going to take time. So hopefully not too much. Because as we saw in that Atmo sports event, it was frustrating. But they handled it very well. But there does need to be, I mean, stability should be at the top of the list. Because it directly relates to like our experiences of the game. It directly relates to retention rates of people in, you know, playing it. It's very important to sales. We actually get into revenue. Booch and I, we start talking about revenue. Man, 2 hours of talking. We got graphs and things. So I'm really excited to see what you guys think that are VIP members for the podcast coming up Saturday. Because, man, like this 2 hour talk I had with him, man, and the graphs that he put some pretty interesting graphs up there. They're very elegant. I gave him some props for the amount of work that he put in. Worst case, it might take till beta, but I hope some workarounds will happen earlier and improve the experience already. Yeah, we need an improvement in the server area. We absolutely do. All right, let's get back here. So Eagle, thank you for sharing your experience. Nix, what's going on, Nix? I'm happy with the patch, but don't play too often. I mostly play with my friend, but he hasn't been online recently. Well, just, you're in our server, dude. Find somebody, man. Also, I think it's due to the excitement for a new patch. People are complaining about 3.11 being a small patch, but did they forget this is common with Sitcon? 3.11 feels more like a 3.10 part 2 to me. 3.11 is not out, Nix. I don't know if he's talking about 3.10 and 3.9 if you got him confused. Most patches feel that way, but I'm super excited to finally have something gameplay related to ships. Yeah, iCache and persistence. Yeah, T. Also, frames are kind of getting to me. When I'm in a good server, I can have constant 30-ish frames and it's really responsive and fun, but if the server is poopy, it's not so enjoyable. And knowing server improvements are just over the horizon, I just want to hold my breath for it. Server. This has got to be like, I wonder, like, the real Inside Star Citizen, what those conversations. I want the recorded Zoom conversations of the server tech guys. The guys in the server side of things, pun intended. I want those Zoom combos. I want to hear what they're saying. Nicholas Biacli. I am more in the category of there is a bit of good and bad, but I stopped playing because content is still lacking. Yeah, I mean, the game loops are the people. Like right now and forevermore, I think that player-to-player experiences will always make a good game. So if you have a lot of activities that you can do in game, you can create the content right there. So I understand what you're saying though, Nicholas. If you played the game for more than a year, I think you have seen everything more than once. And server says good timing, bro. And next says needs a refrain option. So I can feel like I've participated. I hear it's bad, but I'm too busy renovating to play any games right now, unfortunately. So it would be DG illegal for me to vote such polls. ANEC. I hope ANEC's still here. I saw him earlier this morning on the stream. Thank you, ANEC. Dark Winter says it will be an interesting free flight. Feel like they are in a big rut with nothing coming soon that will get people to start playing again that have stopped besides a few Crusader ships. And then we also talked about Crusader on the channel. and how that's being pushed back, and how we actually think that, like, before we see Crusader with the cloud tech and the amount of work that they're going to have to put into Crusader, because it's just so damn big. And we talked about aspect ratio as well, that we thought that we were going to see Pyro and the expansion into Pyro before we would see Crusader finished. So we had that talk I think it was a couple weeks ago. That was a really interesting talk that we had. Quillian Yates. Feature-wise, there's enough in the game to keep me entertained, but the bugs have been awful, says Quillian. Quillian, thank you. That's that. I don't know. I think that's just how Quillian would talk. T-Love. T-Love says 3. He's here. Hey, T-Love. We see you in the comments too, dude. T-Love says 3.10 has some weird bugs, and one of those bugs let me just log off in anguish. However, it was rather stable, and I have found the experience less crashy. Oh, good for you, dude. Man, I'm jealous. I'm jealous, T. I don't play as much, though, for I don't see the need to just keep making AUEC with nothing really to do with it. Yeah, I mean, like, there's not much to spend it on. You could buy ships with it. Like, I had this overall grandiose mission to make cred so that I can buy a caterpillar in game, and I never really finished up with it. You know, it got a little too grindy. I think that what you could do now, because you can trade with people directly, like wallet-to-wallet transactions, would be to do like what we saw at the Atmo event, where, like, if security is needed, ask for a pretty big sum. It's a lot of your time. You're going to be there securing an event for people. You could probably get quite a few creds that way. I think that's going to be better than grinding out missions and going the grindy route. And that's why I love the fact that they put wallet-to-wallet transactions in the game. Thank you, T, for that. Oh, wow. Lou Hodo. Oh, it's already in the game, by the way, T-Love. You can actually, you can trade directly with people now. Lou Hodo says, and I don't know if that's what you're referring to, so apologies if I misunderstood that. Lou Hodo. That sounds like some type of Star Wars character. Lou Hodo, it's not the first time I've seen you here, bro. Thanks for stopping by again, commenting. With the latest patch, I have found I have just quit playing, he says. From 30 plus hours a week to not even wanting to log in. This is what we're talking about. This is exactly what we were talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about. He's one of the people in the 33-35% range that just said, enough. The constant nerfs to PvP piracy and just general poor state of servers have made things pointless to log in. The AI jumps everywhere in PvE, making that frustrating. The PvE is just torpedo spam, and the cargo drop from destroyed cargo ships is completely gone now. It wasn't much before, but now it's just gone. Hey, Pico persists, though. Rolls eyes. Turrets improved, but still no one plays with them. The turrets did improve. But yeah, he's right. Why should they when torpedoes are king, he says. For now, I have moved on to DU and DCS. Interesting, because I'm playing DU now too as well. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, bro. On the PvP side of things, yeah. And they're actually focusing on that though, Lou. And I don't know what the fix is, but yeah, missile spam is very bad. Torpedo pops, like you're talking about, one-shot pops, also very bad. Like, I mean, like, there needs to be, it depends, obviously, but you know, like, I hear what you're saying, Lou, and I feel like I'm right there with you, dude. Ripkey Gaming says, I've said it a couple times to my org mates, with the way the game is now, it is completely playable even with 30Ks and even with a little bit of lagginess, but only if they fix the NPCs, ground NPCs. God, we did a video on that too as well. We did a video on that too. We talked about the AI. We talked about the upgraded AI, and we talked about, again, servers. If this weren't so janky, then I would probably play it every day with the way the game is now. And, you know, that's a hardcore fan right there. That's a hardcore fan. He's like, you know what? I'm still playing it. I mean, you can get lost in it easily, man. Like, if you're in explorer mode, you're just kind of like looking around. Obviously, dude. Tourist mode all day long song. And that it's just one of those types of games you can do that in. Scott Johnson, 3.10 has its moments, but we all know there have been worse patches. I'm not quite sure, Scott. I mean, like, I've had a really hard time with 3.10, but I'm not going to say it's the worst, but I've had a really hard time with this patch, and I've talked to plenty of other people that had as well. The last patch was actually more stable for me. If you read between the lines, all this polish they are currently putting into the PU has to mean that SQ42 is starting to get close. Yes, agree with you. They're working on all the game mechanics needed to get this kind of Squadron 42 solo experience out there with the AI. They're working on AI, movements on AI, reactions, force reactions. We just saw that on the last Inside Star Citizen like 2 weeks ago. They're working on the flight experience. They're working on everything that is like Squadron 42 related. They want to pump that out. They want to see if they can make money from it. They need to take that money and shove it back in. And that's exactly what hopefully they're going to do. And then get the PU finished. And the funds from Squadron 42 can give them, if done right, and it is successful, can make them very flush. But they have to absolutely focus on the very core game mechanics that we're all looking for, which is just like AI that do what they're supposed to do. And I guarantee that if you run the AI with the new coding and you're running it solo side and you're just, from your own site, in that particular server, and you don't have to worry about client or anything, and you're just running it, and you're not worried about like the multiplayer aspect of it, I guarantee you the AI will react in a way that's like much, much better. Because what we're seeing now is just like desync issues. So yeah, absolutely agree with you, Scott. Bingo Winchester, death by 1,000 paper cuts. The Carrick is awesome, but push me out in quantum when my cargo is full. Rock is cool. A good moneymaker, and offers something different from flying. It's cumbersome to use because if you log into your ship or spawn your ship with it already loaded in the bay, it's unusable. If you get in the traps, you inside. So every time I want to use a rock, I have to destroy the ship it's loaded in, which kills me. More on this in a sec. Fly to a different planet or moon, claim it there, fly back to the good mining spot. Make one run and repeat. Personal inventories are effed. When I die, destroy my ship and rock my armor and equipment disappear. Only to show back up a few days later. Lots of other stupid shit too. It's like they don't play their own game. Or only play on closed private servers. I want an update every week addressing these stupid issues until they are resolved. It's to the point that I no longer give a shit on what's coming. Because that's only going to be broken anyway. Thank you, Bingo Winchester. Thank you, dude. I feel like that, with a name like that, I just felt it. You hear what I'm saying? I'm going to also comment on that. Love your accent, bro. Love your accent. Windlord. So there wasn't really an option for me. I only played the Evo PTU builds now, as I don't want burnout or to spoil the affect of the or what's he saying? Or to spoil the effect the game is with eventual full launch. So I'm not currently playing live, he says. That said, I feel the additions in 3.10 were generally good. The flight model and AI changes are pluses. I mean, without the desync and server issues, yeah, dude. You know, Wind? I have low expectations for new in-game content until after server meshing, so am not dissatisfied by lack thereof until then. There's a very patient, rational individual. Windlord, how you doing, bro? Thanks for commenting. I like when Wind takes the time out and visits us. Hope everything's well, Wind. Good to see you, buddy. Very rational. I like Wind. Very rational fellow. Jared F. Missiles are the main problem. Not being able to trade without getting missile spam and losing the cargo. You know, this is the thing. We just talked about this. Prior, I think, was it Lou? Was it Lou talking about the spam? And the PvP? Can't remember. But yeah, I'm sorry, Jerry. Jerry's saying the same thing. Jerry's saying the same thing. Straight. Damon Chisanik. Chanik. That sounds like it's Czechoslovakian. Damon Chanik. Damon, what's up, dude? Damon says 30Ks have lessened since 3.10. But there's a chat bug that can 30K the servers by typing in certain characters. Is there? I wasn't aware of that bug. Haven't tried it, he says. Cargo haulers complaining about 30Ks need to adapt to an ever-changing game. Do not do cargo if the server 30K is a bunch. Sonic? Is that how you pronounce it? Damon Sonic. Thank you, High Professional. High Professional! Did you sneak in here, bro? How'd you get in here? Ninja. You're a ninja. You are definitely a professional. You are the most aptly named family member we have. High Professional. Ninja'd it. He just snuck in here. Oh, Red Bear says maybe it's Zonic. Damon Zonic. Oh, man, I'm going to have to get Devin soon. I'm going to have to pick up Devin soon. And I can't stream anymore. I got at least another 10 minutes. Damn it. Oh, I want to chill out with you guys all day long. Do not cargo if the server 30K's a bunch. You keep doing the same thing, expecting different results, says Damon. I'm sorry, High Professional. I'm noticing now, bro. The very definition of stupidity. Adapt to change and conquer. Wow, Damon. Tell Devin I'll be late. Dude, I hate that he's going to high school right now. I had a big talk about that, Red, because he's got to deal with like wearing the mask and oh God, you know, like I don't like him being around a lot of people with this wonderful pandemic we got going on, but he's got an automotive class and he's got to be hands-on. So there's no way around it. It's a vocational course. He's got to be there. So he's there for like 2 or 3 hours and then I pick him up, get him away from Rona High School. Rona High. Everybody loves Rona High. Everybody loves Rona High. Getting Rona all the time. I said, everybody loves Rona High. I said, everybody loves Rona High. Rona High. Sorry. Getting Rona all the time. I said, everybody loves Rona High. All right. Let's see here. Chris A. I don't know. It just hits. It just hits. That's why you guys stick around. Chris A says, I wouldn't say I'm upset about 3.10, but I did stop playing it due to crazy bad latency issues. How long will I have to wait this time for my helmet? Sometimes 5 seconds, sometimes 5 minutes. Just got tired of waiting for things to spawn, building, gear, delivery boxes, gun loadouts. We'll probably hop on during free flight though, just because I love the game. But experiencing to go, yep, I'll come back in October. Peace, Sig, says Chris. Hammer Dookie, one of my favorite names and one of my favorite people. An amazing supporter of this channel. Hammer, love you, bro. I told you, you got some merch heading your way with as much as you're supporting the channel, man. You let me know. Hit me up in the DMs, bro. Get you some of that swag, dude. You're always helping out the channel. Red's like, peace. 3.10 is still better for me than 3.9 was total trash for me. Yeah, 3.9 wasn't the best either, but like interestingly enough, 3.9 was a more stable experience. I can't believe I'm saying this because I really love 3.8. 3.7, 3.8 were my jams. Like 3.7, 3.8, I was happy. I had a good time. 3.7, 3.8, that was the just the beautiful sweet spot. But 3.9 hit, 3.9 for me was better than 3.10. And that's what I'm talking about. Everybody has these different experiences. It's all over the board. Hey, Mom. How you doing up there with your knives? Careful. Can hurt somebody. Welcome to the fam, Skippy. Glad to have you, bro. Let's see here. Ted, what's going on, Ted? Of Aurora Republic, who I love so much. How's Aurora Republic doing today? How you doing, Ted? Good to see you here. Yeah, 3.7 was solid, Red. Absolutely, dude. Uh-oh, we got a text here. Hold on. There is a text coming in. There's a text coming in. Oh, somebody's following me. Somebody's following me. Why does that shouldn't beep? Shouldn't get beeps from follows. How vain of a person I am. I don't need the beeps when somebody follows me. You understand, phone? There's no vanity here. Only slight ego. Ted says, it's been 10 times more stable. Money making sucks, but that's due to quantity limits on commodities, which is what we were talking about earlier. Snowfox said the same thing. Love the new combat. Hate flying in atmosphere. Finally tried the rock. I always hated mining. Still do. I like mining. I just don't like when the roids disappear and nothing comes into the cargo in the roid fields that still needs fixed. I'm still having issues with that personally. That needs to be fixed. I don't know if you guys are still having those issues if you're mining out there and your prospectors or your moles, but I'm having issues with that. I still think that the majority of the good shit should be out in the roid field so that there's some confrontation, so that there's some danger, so there is that player-to-player content creation that happens naturally. I literally think that there needs to be more planning and game design when it comes down to that. My rock keeps rolling backwards, says Hut. What's going on, Hut? Oh my goodness, Dark. You spent your DG tokens? You spent your DG tokens to highlight it, huh? I'm doing some interactive stuff with you guys here. I'm doing some interactive stuff. Did you spend your DG tokens, Dark? By the way, we have a community goal. You can spend your tokens on a community goal and unlock an iHeart DG mug emoticon. I'm all about giving you interactive experiences. I'm working harder than Cloud Imperium right now on the channel. You understand? Which sometimes isn't hard to do. No, just teasing. But I'm trying to give you guys some good experiences for DG360. Thanks, everybody, for joining me today. I do got to go pick up Devin. So much more to talk about. Before I go, I wanted to watch something real cool.